and a 2011 grad made good.
I want to thank Florida State University very much. It's very, very exciting to be here today. This is truly where I started not only my personal career, I will tell you about in a moment, my service career and my professional career. My personal career, I have my husband with me, Dr. Bob Hassmiller. He graduated from the College of Education. I met him in the Tallahassee Mall 33 years ago, the day after he completed his dissertation. I was doing a health fair. He was running the booth. I was a nurse. He thought I was an easy mark. Boy, was he wrong. I played very hard to get, but he was very, very persistent. That was a long time ago, and we were thrilled to be back here to honor our university and our marriage. So we're very happy about that. My service career, you saw a little bit about the American Red Cross. I was a student at Florida State University when I was home in Hollywood, and I saw that my parents were in an earthquake in Mexico City. So I really panicked at that moment, really didn't know what to do, called the operator, and it was that operator who connected me to an organization that I didn't know too much about, but it was the American Red Cross. And finally, when they found my parents were safe, I was able to come back to Florida State University. I went right to 924 North Gadsden Street, where the American Red Cross was at that moment. And I walked in, and I said, "You don't know me from Adam. I'm a student at Florida State University. My major is nursing. I'm here to do whatever I can to serve this organization. You found my parents for me." And I have been doing American Red Cross work ever since, at all levels, from going on real disasters to policy work, and I served actually on their National Board of Governors and got to chair the National Disaster Services Committee after all of that time. So that was quite an honor. And then my professional career, it did all start here. I am extraordinarily proud to be a nurse. There's never been a better time to be a nurse, actually, with everything that's going on in healthcare and healthcare reform, our aging population, the complexity, the great complexity of care, to have a nurse not only at your side, whether it's in the hospital or in the field, public health, in a physician's office, home health care, home visits. I've done all of that and more, and now I'm at the policy level in Princeton, New Jersey at the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation, but serving in Washington, D.C. as well. So it's very, very important, the role that we play. I just want to go back for a moment. You know, not all students have great and sunny days every single day of their life, and I was having a particularly rough day as a student at the School of Nursing one day, and sort of a down moment, and a faculty member came to me and said, "You know, I know you. You can do this. You're determined. I've watched you. Don't ever let anything anybody says get you down. Just keep marching forward and remember why you're here. You're here to serve the patients of this country." Well, at that time it was Tallahassee. I went on to the country, but in Tallahassee. So just keep marching. And that same faculty member, and when I was at my PhD program outside of Washington, D.C., much to my surprise, was there on faculty at George Mason University. And I was surprised, and I reminded her of that moment, and we just recaptured the spirit of what it meant to be a nurse, and where she was, and how far I had come even at that point. And I was so thankful for the time that I had here at Florida State, my nursing career, my service career, and my personal career. Thank you.
This next grad made plenty of headlines in his career. And I mean literally made plenty of headlines in his career. As a newspaper publisher, his handiwork was a daily staple at the breakfast table for many years. His local impact did not stop when the paper hit the front porch. Instead, it blossomed as he became a familiar face around town and a true community leader right here in Florida's capital city, where he has been instrumental in the shaping of the future of Tallahassee and Florida State University.
Mike Pate earned a degree in business administration from FSU in 1968, and then made his mark in the newspaper industry in Biloxi, Myrtle Beach, and here in Tallahassee. He's best known locally as the former publisher and president of the Tallahassee Democrat, but he has grown roots in his college community and planted seeds for the future of Florida State and Florida State's hometown. A marching chief while at FSU, he went on to create the Alumni Marching Band, later became a trustee for the FSU Foundation, and served on the inaugural steering committee for 7 days of opening nights. Outside FSU's walls, he served as program director of the John S. and James L. Knight Foundation, providing funding and leadership for a variety of Tallahassee initiatives, including the Knight Creative Communities Institute, Sustainable Tallahassee, the Tallahassee Film Festival, Get Gaines Going, and the Ruby Diamond renovation. Now a private consultant, he continues to make a difference as program director of Town and Gown Tallahassee. In 2003, he received the FSU Alumni Association Circle of Gold Award for Excellence, and in 2007, he was named the Tallahassee Leader of the Year. Today, we add another feather to his cap. Please congratulate Mike Pate, FSU class of 1968, and a 2011 grad made good.
Thank you very much. It's indeed an honor to be standing before you. Let me first thank Florida State University, the Alumni Association, ODK, and all of the folks who participated in making this morning possible. What a great event! I mean, from the food to the fellowship to the wonderful awards that we've seen and the recognition that folks have gotten for all of the wonderful things that they've done for this institution. What a great morning, and I'm really delighted to be even a small part of it. You heard a little bit about my past. What you don't know is that newspaper career came fairly easily. I'm the fourth generation of my family, and the story, as the family tells it, is that my great-grandfather pulled a covered wagon with a printing press in the back of it from Tennessee to Oklahoma, where he formed a newspaper that is still run by descendants of the family. So even though I came to Florida State to major in music education and be a band director and to be in the Marching Chiefs, I realized fairly quickly that that wasn't going to work, because one of the things that I did when I was in the Marching Chiefs was to be a row leader, and as part of that responsibility, you taught the incoming freshmen and transfer students the marching style of the Chiefs, which is very distinctive. And as I was doing that one morning, I was noticing this group that was marching toward me, and I saw this really nice-looking pair of legs, and I said, I need to get to know that girl. And this December, we will have been married 44 years. So we're... So I came through that newspaper career pretty honestly, but at that time, as I said, I was planning on being a band director. But what I quickly realized as I got to know Judy was that I couldn't afford her in the style that she wanted to become accustomed on a teacher's salary. So I transferred into the College of Business, which was maybe, other than trying to connect with Judy, was maybe one of the smarter decisions I ever made, because it did lead me back to the newspaper industry that I love so much and I care so much about, and that I struggle with now with the suffering that industry has gone through. But nonetheless, the really good news was I got out in time. My brother is still a publisher of a newspaper in Evansville, Indiana, and we've had a wonderful time being able to share the events that go on with that, and it's been a great experience. And my time at FSU and the things that I've done here and the opportunity to give back and to receive as much as I have from the university have been tremendous. You heard it mentioned that I was involved with 7 days of opening nights. Sandy Dallenbert cornered me about the second week that I got to Tallahassee, and told me he wanted me to get involved in this project that he's working on, and he said it's a community arts festival. And I said, I don't know much about it. And he says, yes, you do. You helped start one in Myrtle Beach. And I said, you did your homework. And clearly he did, and I have been involved with 7 Days ever since. I've loved every second of it. And Sandy, thank you for encouraging me to get involved in that. It's been a great program and a great project. And I've enjoyed being the chair of that board for the past 3 years, and look forward to what seems like a life sentence to that position to be able to continue it. But we have a great time doing it. The university has meant an awful lot to Judy and I, and we have spent an awful lot of time working with folks and trying to find ways to connect with the community. The thing that we've done that I think we love the most was working with, and I got credit in this introduction for founding the alumni band. It wasn't just me. It was Judy and me and another couple who's with us today, Joe Ellen and Curtis Fellaini, who over 4 bottles of Andre Cold Duck one night decided that what Florida State really needed was an alumni band. And the next day, after the 10,000 troops finished marching across our tongues, we decided that we still needed an alumni band. So we started it 42 years ago and thoroughly have enjoyed being involved with it. The nice part about it is that it's not just a social event the way that it started. The first year that we did it, there were 27 of us who went out on the field, and we talked to Bob Browneagle, who was the director of the Marching Chiefs at that time, and said, Bob, what can we do to participate in the pregame? And at that time, the Marching Chiefs used to form a tomahawk, and the team would run through the handle of the tomahawk and out onto the field. And Brownie, who was a dear friend and a great marching band director, thought about it for a while, and he said, I know what I can do. There are only 27 of you, so we'll form a feather. So that's what we did the first year of the alumni band, and had a great time doing it, and we just thought we were the best thing going that year. This year, and what's really nice about the way that this has worked out is this entire schedule has worked out so that all of us who will be marching in the alumni band will be able to go home and change clothes, and we won't have to march in this stuff, and we'll be able to change into the things that we're in. I do want to take just a second to recognize 3 tables of very dear friends, all of whom are marching chiefs. Would you guys raise your hands and wave to the crowd? They were the... They were the folks you heard hooping and hollering when my name was mentioned, and it's usually over other things, but I'm very grateful for that. They've all been great friends. But the one thing that I do want to mention to you today that's most important to me is that I get a lot of these kinds of recognitions. I mean, when you reach my age, you do. The hair turns gray, and you get a little more stooped, and the walk is a little slower, but the mind still runs pretty strong, and I really enjoy getting involved in things. And one of the things that happens is that I get a lot of recognition, and I've loved all of that, and it's been very much appreciated. But there's another part of me that doesn't get recognized the way it should, and that's my wife, Judy. As I mentioned to you earlier, we've been married for 44 years now, and this is a woman who deserves to be up here probably even more than I do. When we got married, one of the things that we talked about was the relationship that we had and what we were going to do. And she said that she would promise to marry me on one condition, and that would be if I promised never to run for public office. And I made that commitment, and I lived up to it. And then shortly after I had been named publisher in Myrtle Beach, and I'd been publisher there for about 5 or 6 years, and if any of you know what a publisher's job is like, it truly is one of those jobs that is 24/7. And we were at dinner one night, and Judy said, you know, I really screwed up. And I said, how is that? And she said, well, if you had run for public office, we would have been involved in one election and one campaign and one set of political issues. But as a result of being a publisher of the newspaper, you're involved in every damn issue that comes up. And as a result of that, we ended up in a situation where she had to become the publisher's wife and to be able to stand by my side through the 27 years that I published newspapers in Myrtle Beach and in Tallahassee. And there never has been a better publisher's wife than what she has been. There has never been a better mother than what she has been, and there's never been a better partner than what she has been. I love you, dear. Thank you so much. And that's about all I've got to say. Thank you very much.
Congratulations to each of our award winners. I'd ask at the conclusion of the event that you come back up as a group so we can get a group photograph. Well, quietly, 2011 has unfolded as the 100th anniversary of the Westcott Building, which became fully occupied in 1911. And to recognize this anniversary, the Alumni Association has produced a commemorative coin, which later tonight will be used during the official coin toss of the homecoming football game. A limited number of these coins has been produced, and we are offering them at $1. $1 for every year the Westcott Building has been around. And the proceeds are benefiting our Alumni Association Legacy Scholarship, and you can get one or reserve one on the way out today. As this day underscores, one of the most important responsibilities of an alumni association is to recognize the accomplishments of its graduates. The awards that have been presented this morning really, by their definition, require that the graduates have been out in the real world for a while doing things to be recognized with these awards. And over time, it became clear to us that we were unintentionally ignoring what we would call our young alumni, those who were under 30 years of age. And so as a remedy, the Alumni Association National Board of Directors has authorized a new awards program that will begin in the spring of 2012 to recognize each year up to 6 young alumni. We spent a lot of time hashing out the details of the awards program, but we needed little time to decide on the alumnus for whom the award would be named. Please enjoy our final video of the morning.
He campaigned for governor on a platform of raising taxes on corporations, so it's safe to say that Reuben Askew never worried much about playing it safe. His entire life in public office can be defined in 2 words: